Hey guys, welcome to today's class. And today's practice is going to be a super gentle, loving mellow yoga. So mellow yoga is a non-flow class. It's super chill. It's great to do on days when you're feeling really stressed, when you're feeling anxious and overwhelmed. So it can be done morning, noon, night. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't really create energy. It's really just very soothing and very nurturing. So you really don't need any props for this class. If you have a blanket, if you want to sit on a blanket just to elevate your hips up, I always think that that's a great idea. If you have yoga blocks, you can always use them, and I'll explain where depending on the pose. So we're going to start with just a nice long straight spine. Relax the shoulders, and we're going to start with the hands on the legs with the palms down. So this is a more introverted position. Right? The idea of the palms up means that we are needing guidance, and the palms down means that we need to be a little more introspective. And again, if this doesn't feel natural for you, you can always just flip your palms up. So again, it's your practice, whatever works best. So we're just going to gently just begin to close your eyes. And just start to bring your attention to your breath. Just trying to take some long, slow, deep breaths in through your nose. And then nice, long, slow, deep breaths out your nose or your mouth. It's whichever works best for you. And just seeing if as you inhale, if you can really expand through your belly. And as you exhale, can you just let everything soften? And just taking a scan through your body and just try to be an observer, not a critic. And see, how do you feel? Where do you feel tight? Where's there resistance? Right? You might be thinking everywhere, which is totally fine. Remember, don't judge your body. Right? Your body shows up for you every single day. And it's the physical being that really houses your soul. So it's really, really important to take care of it, really now more than ever. Just showing it some kindness, gentleness, and just meeting your body where it is instead of where you think it should be, because quite often that's two totally different places. And just know however you move today is wonderful. You're here. And just see if you can just make the breath a little bit slower. Maybe just a little more intentional with the depth. And if you've been feeling anxious, just do your best. And as Don Miguel Ruiz says, your best is always good enough. And your best is going to change from moment to moment, but just always remember to do your best. And just taking one more nice big deep breath in. Exhale, release. We'll gently begin to reopen your eyes. And if you're sitting cross-legged, we're going to switch the cross in your legs. If you're sitting any other way, you can keep it or change it. Totally up to you. Again, just keeping the spine nice and long. Again, hands are going to stay on the legs. Take a big deep breath in. I want you to imagine zipping up your spine, opening through your heart, maybe lifting the gaze. And if it doesn't feel comfortable on your neck, just look forward. And as you exhale, just gently round through your spine. So a little seated cat-cow. Inhale, opening up through the heart. And soften the shoulders down. Exhale, gently round it back. Again, inhale, opening up through the heart. Exhale, rounding back. And then one more time. Inhale, opening. Exhale, rounding back. It will come to a nice long straight spine. Take a big deep breath in. Reach your arms up. And as we exhale, just let one arm drop, one arm reaches. Whichever hand comes to the floor, soften into that shoulder and just gently lean to the side, keeping your sitting bones nice and flat. Inhale, reaching the arms up. And we'll exhale and just gently go to the other side. You're probably going to have a totally different range of motion from one side to the other. Totally normal. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, back to that first side. Again, really soften into that bottom shoulder. Inhale, reaching it up. Last time. Exhale and release. Inhale, come all the way up, reaching the arms up. And as you exhale, we'll just slowly start to come forward. Take the hands to the floor. We'll just begin to walk the hands forward. You can come onto the forearms if you're comfortable. Roll the shoulders down and then maybe relax the head down. Right? If your back is really tight, just walk your hands wherever you can, where it's comfortable. We want to try to lengthen out through the lower back, trying to extend out of the spine. So let me turn sideways so you can see. Right? So we're extending out of the spine, so we're not rounding. Right? It's an extension, so we create lots of space. You can see this is where a blanket really comes in handy. Right? To help just elevate those hips up. So that way, it makes it a little bit easier to release into your back. Keep your neck nice and long. Again, just continuing to breathe. Now on your next deep breath in, start to lift yourself up. On your exhale, just walk the hands in. Now if you're sitting cross-legged like me, we're going to switch the cross in your legs so we get into the other hip. If you are sitting another way, just change your position or keep it. Again, doesn't have to be complicated. Again, find that nice long straight spine. Take a big deep breath and reach the arms up. Exhale again, find that length out of the lower back. Take the hands down with that length. Slowly begin to walk it forward. Then roll the shoulders down. And again, you can stay up on the hands, forearms, you can stretch as far as it's comfortable. Remember, our goal is to find what feels good and then stay there. Right, so don't worry about how far you are from the floor or how close you are to the floor. It really doesn't make a difference. And to be quite honest with you, no party happens when you actually get to the floor. Nothing magical happens. Right? Sometimes, depending on the day, it actually feels so much better to stay up high. You get into those little nooks and crannies of those tight places. Again, just keeping your breath long. And you don't have to stay still. You can move. And as you breathe, you might find that you release more. But try to see as you're releasing through the lower back, the hips and the glutes, if you can really soften through the shoulders and the face. We never want to tighten one area as we stretch another. Now on your next inhale, slowly begin to walk the hands in. And as we exhale, just rolling the spine up. Now if you're on your blanket, we're just going to move it out of the way. We're going to take ourselves facing the short side of the mat. And you're going to find your sitting bones. So your sitting bones, we also call them bleacher butts. So if you've ever been to a sporting event, right, find the bleacher butts. Right, try to find a nice long straight spine. Relax your shoulders. Okay, and I want you to think about drawing the belly in, but without popping your chest forward. Right, so the shoulders really melt down. Feet are going to press flat. And we're just going to see if you can just release your hands. Now this doesn't seem like much, but you're actually creating a foundation of stability here, because this is going to become a twist. Okay, so we'll take a nice big deep breath in, reach the arms up. Now as you exhale, take your right arm, just karate chop it around that left leg. Left hand comes behind you. We'll roll the shoulders away from the ears, belly draws in, and if you can, just look over that left shoulder. So this is a belly twist. Right, so any issues with your hips, your lower back, right, digestion, this really helps. Take one more big deep breath in. Exhale, release. Now on your inhale, turn your gaze to the center, unwind your spine, and then just reset your stability. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, left arm is going to cross around that right leg. Right hand comes behind you. Roll the shoulders down. Again, the belly draws in. And we're just gently looking over that right shoulder if you can. Now, there's really no weight in that back hand. It's just there for stability. So Mello Yoga classes, not only do they not have flow in them, but they're also geared to be gentle. On your next inhale, slowly turn your gaze to the center. Exhale, unwinding the spine. Inhale. Now we're going to open the heart ever so slightly, pull the belly in, and then as we exhale, just begin to round through your spine, and you're going to roll yourself down as slowly as you can. Take your time. Once you land, draw the knees into the chest, and we'll just gently rock side to side or forward and back. Now bringing the body into stillness. On your inhale, begin to take that left foot to the floor. We'll cross your right ankle, flexing through that foot, and just cross it above your right knee. I'm sorry, your left knee. Relax your shoulders down. This is called figure four. So if this feels really good for the hip, stay right here. Okay. If you need a little bit more, you're going to very slowly start to draw the knees in towards your chest. Use your hands to just give yourself a hug, soften through the shoulders, and just press the legs towards the rib cage just as best as you can. And just being gentle with your body, letting go of the idea to force. The idea is really to just give yourself just tons of loving kindness. On your next inhale, very slowly begin to take that left foot down to the floor. Turn that right knee in towards your chest. Bring it in, and then we'll flex that right foot up. And you're going to just reach wherever you can naturally. So you can take your hands around your back of your hamstring, or you can take your hands to your shin area or your ankle. If you have flexibility, you can always take pointer finger, middle finger to your big toe. Just know we don't want to pop the shoulder up to do that. So if you can do that effortlessly, that's great. Otherwise, yeah, just take your hands wherever you can. If that left leg is not comfortable bent, you can always straighten it out. If you have any issues with your hips or lower back, I will always recommend to keep that leg bent for extra stability or support. And just softening through the shoulders and the neck. Let your head be heavy. And beginning to take your left hand, I'll take your left hand to the top of your left hip, flexing through that right foot. And as you exhale, just begin to open that right foot wherever you can out to the side. It doesn't have to come out far. And we want to make sure that the hip bones are still staying forward and that we're not rolling onto that right side. Okay, so just opening up through that right hip. Again, any rolling that happens with the body, remember, just lift that leg up and don't go quite so far. Or if you're like me, you can have the wall here and just totally hold your foot up. And as long as you're getting a stretch in the hip, that's fine too. Just deepening through the breath. On your next inhale, begin to guide that right leg back up to the center. Put a little micro bend in the knee, or if your hamstrings are really tight, really put a good bend in the knee. Take that left hand to the outside of your right leg. Your right hand is just going to drop out to the side and just relax. And then you'll begin to cross the center line of your body, moving that right leg towards the left. So you're getting into your IT band through the outside of your hip, your hamstring, your lower back. Again, we're not rolling, so our spine is completely flat. We're just moving through your hips. And in through that whole sacral area. Right, so if you're a runner or you walk a lot, stuff like this is phenomenal for releasing compression. Now, if this is enough for you, hang out right here. If you find that as you're breathing, you're losing some of that sensation, it's feeling a little bit too easy, I'm going to take you to the next option. Again, if this is enough for you, just ignore me for the next few moments. Okay? So again, if you want to move on, you're going to put a little more of a bend in that right knee. Okay? As carefully as you can, lift up that left knee. So the knees are going to stack on over one another. And then reach that right hand to your left shin, left hand to your right shin, and you're just going to hug the legs in towards your chest. All right, so if you know yoga, this is the supine variation of what's called happy cow. And again, if you get here and it's still not enough, you can take your hands to your feet and then stretch your legs out. So your legs end up looking kind of like handlebars, where you have that left knee underneath the right. Again, remembering to stay where it feels good, whether it's here or here or here or here. Again, wherever you are is great if you're feeling good. As gently as you can, we'll begin to release your hands. If that left foot is up, guide it down. Turn that right knee in towards your chest. Just stretch that leg up, point and flex a couple of times. And something that I always love to do, because I think is pretty fascinating, is then draw that left knee up. Lift that leg up as well. And then just look at your heels. And you'll notice that that right leg is way longer than the left. Just gives you an idea of how much compression you actually hold in your body, and then what happens when you release it. And so from here, we'll begin to take that right leg, take that right foot to the ground, and again, bending that left knee, and we'll cross that left ankle above your right knee. Again, staying in your figure 4. And just keeping the breath flowing. Again, staying right here. If this is just really feeling good, if it's really working, if you're feeling relaxed, right? That's the whole point. The shapes of the body, that's just added bonus. Right? Getting your body into a place where you can really let go and feel good and let go of that emotional stress that we hold in our body. That's what we're looking for. Right? Your range of motion will increase as you practice yoga. You know, your flexibility will increase, muscle aches and pains will go away over time, but we really, really want to help release some of that stored up emotional stress that we hold. And even if you're not aware of it, we hold it in our bodies, and we all hold it in different places. And staying right here, or if you'd like to go a little bit further, you're going to hug both knees in for that supine pigeon. And you can stretch up that right leg if you'd like. Again, whatever works for you. And you can reach your hands up the leg, and totally up to you. Just breathe and notice and just feel your body. See what feels good and do that. As you begin your next exhale, just slowly begin to take that right foot to the floor. Turn that left knee in towards your chest, and we'll slowly begin to stretch up that left leg. Taking that right hand to your right hip bone, and then your left hand, again, wherever you can reach best, just holding on to that leg just to open up a little more through that hamstring, softening the shoulders down. Again, there should be no tension on the shoulders whatsoever. And again, if you are comfortable with pointer finger and middle finger to the big toe, just remember you want to be drawing that shoulder down so there's no tension in through your shoulder. And take a nice big deep breath in, keeping that lower spine nice and flat to the earth. And as you exhale, we'll slowly start to open that left leg out to the side. And again, if you find that your body starts rolling with you because you want to get that foot to the floor, truthfully, you're not doing anything. You're just rolling on your side. So again, make sure that you're using that right hand on your right hip to really create a stability. So that way, then you can just open through that left foot. That left hip, and help release. Now on your next inhale, very, very slowly start to bring that left leg up. As we exhale, bending into that knee slightly, and then switching hands. We'll take that right hand to the outside of that left leg, just letting that left arm drop, and we'll start to stretch over the center line of the body, getting into that IT band, the hip, the glute, hamstring on that left side. And for some people, it feels better with the leg straighter. For some people, it feels better with the leg bent. It's really whatever works best for you. Right? Some find that really pressing the thigh in towards your belly button feels good. Other people find the leg further away feels best. And again, it's very individual. So again, staying right here, if this works for you. And if you would like a little bit more sensation, or you're finding that this is just not enough for you, we'll start to lift that right knee underneath the left. And then again, taking your hands, so it's left hand to right shin, right hand to left shin. Right, that right knee is underneath that left knee. Again, you can stay here, or start to bring the shins a little bit more parallel, or taking the hands to your feet, again, if that's appropriate for you, and stretching the feet away. Again, just being mindful that you're not overstretching, because we don't want to put your body in a place to create more pain and discomfort, and overstretching will create more pain and discomfort. Again, it's just staying with whatever option works best for you. Now, as you begin your next exhale, just slowly begin to unwind. You're taking that right foot down if it's not. We'll start to help that left leg up to the center. Bring that right leg up. And again, we're just going to point and flex your feet a couple of times. Right? And then just look to your heels when you flex. Your heels should be pretty level. And then draw the knees into the chest. Right? Just relax through your ankles. We'll open the arms out to the sides. And then just very, very gently letting the knees drop towards the right side. Now, if you need a prop here, this is a great place to bring a block between the knees if you need it, or a pillow or blanket. You can also bring it underneath the right knee here just to help elevate that floor up to you if you need it. Just coming into just a real gentle spinal twist. Trying to relax the shoulders down. On your inhale, just gently beginning to draw the knees back into the center. And as you exhale, we'll drop the knees over to your left. You can just relax the shoulders down. On your next inhale, gently coming back to the center. As you exhale, we'll begin to release your feet to the floor. And we're going to keep your knees bent. And then take your arms up towards the sky. Relax the shoulders down. We're going to take that right hand and you're going to make an X with your arms. Ideally, if you can crisscross at the elbows, that's fine. If you can't because your shoulders are that tight, then just crisscross at the forearms or even at the wrists is totally fine. Okay. We're just going to very slowly begin to give yourself a hug. So that right arm is on top, left arm is underneath. Right. So again, even if you're crisscrossing, you're going to look more like in a little I Dream of Jeannie position. And just relax the shoulders down. And just allowing the shoulders to just soften. If this is enough for you, just hang out right here and just breathe into the shoulders. And if you'd like to come a little bit further with me, and if you're able to stack your elbows here, you're going to begin to lift up the forearms. And what you'll notice is that right elbow is to the outside of the left. And then see if you can just gently loop that left hand, the fingertips towards the right palm. So this is your eagle arms. Relaxing through the shoulders. Now, if you can't loop the arms with straight wrists, just go back of the palm to back of the palm. And you can just let the hands just drop towards the forehead. If you're in that full loop, you can just, again, still just kind of drop the thumb down, the outside of the thumb to the center of the forehead, and just breathe. Softening in through your jaw. Now, if you're in that full eagle, just very, very slowly begin to make your way back to that hug. And from here, on your next exhale, just begin to release your arms. Roll the shoulders around however you can. Doesn't matter. And you can alternate or do both, whatever works. Then we'll go to the other side. So begin to cross that left arm, excuse me, over the right. Again, wherever you can, however you can, just give yourself a hug, relaxing through your shoulders. Right, you might find that as you're holding and you're breathing, you might need to make little subtle adjustments with your body. That's totally normal. Always remember to listen to your body. If it needs to be adjusted, just make any adjustment that's needed. Your body is not going to tell you wrong. The trick is, are you willing to listen? Again, staying right here, we'll begin to lift the arms up, going back of the palm to back of the palm. We're taking that right hand, wrapping around to the inside of your left palm. So right fingers to left, inside of left palm. Again, wherever you are, just letting the hands just drop towards the center of the forehead. And so this pressure point that we have the hands in is called your third eye, and that's your center of your intuition. And so we're activating, really learning how to trust your inner voice, your inner guidance system. And building confidence in who you are as a person, even if people within your world don't agree. Just being true to you. And when you're true to yourself, the most wonderful thing happens. Happiness. So begin to, if you're in that eagle, just begin to come back to that hug position. And then on your next exhale, just begin to release your arms. Again, just roll the shoulders around a little bit. And we're just going to take one last pose before you relax, which is going to be a baby bridge pose. So keeping the knees bent. If you're able to, we're going to walk your feet in to where you could just kind of reach the fingertips towards the heels. If you can't get that close, that's fine. Don't worry about it. What we're looking for is that the knees and the ankles are in as straight of alignment as possible. We want to think about the kneecaps moving together, straight forward, not out to the side, right? So we don't want to open up the hips. We want to keep the hips real stable here. Take the hands to the floor. Make sure that you don't turn your head in this pose because it is a back bend, right? So keeping your neck nice and long. If you need to stop and just watch me for a moment, do that instead of turning your head. So we'll press the feet down, draw the belly in, press the hands down, take a nice big deep breath in, and then as you exhale, just gently begin to lift your hips. Now your glutes are going to activate, but we don't want to have the glutes doing all the work. We want to have the inner thighs working, the outer thighs working, the quads working, right? The lower abdominals working, and then just lifting your hips up. And again, we're not going to lift high. Just lift up enough that you feel a release in your lower back. And your hands can stay on the floor. They can stay on your hips. Right? You can do a little sway, real gentle from side to side. And we call this swinging in the hammock. Again, the idea is just to release tension in through your lower back. Now, if you're working with that sway, we'll bring the body back to center. Keeping that belly drawn in, take a big deep breath in, press the feet down, and we'll start to roll the spine down from the top to the bottom. So we want to really pull that tailbone up So you can start to roll the spine down safely. So the tailbone comes down last. And then we'll just draw the knees in one at a time. And then just give yourself a hug. And then just gently rock side to side. So again, just super gentle. And beginning to bring the knees back to the center. And we'll begin to release the feet to the floor one at a time, coming into your relaxation. So you can keep the legs bent, you can keep the legs straight, right? You can sit, whatever works for you. I want you to just take a moment and just begin to let your body settle in. If you've had a lot of stress lately, you've been feeling really, really anxious, I want to show you what's called the held position. And this is a calming position, which when you're feeling anxious helps you feel safe. And what that is taking one hand to your heart and the opposite hand to your forehead. And just close your eyes. And just beginning to breathe. Right, so it's one hand on the heart, opposite hand on your forehead. And just taking just a few nice long deep breaths here. You can stay with this hand position. We're beginning to release the arms. And it's whatever works best for you. Just keeping the eyes closed. Just begin to let your body just settle in. Taking nice long big deep breaths in through your nose. And exhaling out your nose or your mouth. Relaxing through your facial muscles. Letting your jaw drop down. Relaxing your cheeks. Letting go of any tension in the face and scalp. Softening through the neck. And allowing that softness to move down into the shoulders, across the chest. Letting your arms be completely heavy. Just allowing the breath to travel all the way down to the fingertips. Relaxing through your upper back, your shoulder blades, your middle back, your lower back. Letting go of tension in your belly and your hips. allowing your glutes just to melt into the earth. Breathing down into the legs, relaxing through your upper leg, your hamstrings, your knees, your shins, your calves, your ankles, all the way down to your feet, relaxing all through your toes, so your whole body just relaxes into the earth beneath you. Just listening to the sound of your breath and letting any other sound just fade to the background, holding no attachment to anything but the sound of your breath. Breathing in peace, calm, and love. And just letting go of anything that doesn't serve you. Just allowing yourself to become peaceful. And beginning to bring your attention fully back to your breath. Taking a big deep breath in through your nose. Exhaling out your mouth. And nice big deep breath in. Exhaling deeply. One more time, big deep breath. Exhaling completely. And just beginning to bring some slow and gentle wiggles back to your fingers and your toes. Beginning to bring some movements just real gently to your arms and your legs. Whatever feels best for you. Drawing the knees in towards your chest. Again, rocking side to side or forward and back. Whatever's best. And then just taking your time, you can roll forward to come sit. But we're going to let our body roll all the way onto one side, whichever side you prefer. Use your hands to help you sit back on up at your own pace. Again, if you have a blanket that you want to sit on, you can grab it. And again, just sitting however you like best. And I'm just finding a nice long straight spine. And this time we'll take the palms back to the legs with the palms up. Just letting one ear drop to one shoulder. Just make sure your spine is staying long so your body's not leaning. On your inhale, bring the head back to the center. And as you exhale, dropping opposite ear to the opposite shoulder. On your inhale, bringing the head back to the center. And as you exhale, just drawing your chin towards your chest. Bringing the palms together, thumbs into your heart. Taking a nice big deep breath. Exhale, release. And taking your thumbs between your eyebrows for peaceful, calming thoughts. To the lips, for words of truth and kindness. Back to your heart for unconditional love, always to yourself first, and then spreading to all you love. Taking one more big deep breath. Exhale, release. We'll gently blink our eyes open. So thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.